This video will walk you through basic human body proportions using a ruler, a sketchbook page, and a pencil. I also like to use a Sharpie to make my lines bold. If you love learning about art, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a weekly tutorial. You need a ruler, and I am using inches, but you can use any measurement tool that you would like. You could make this twice the size as me. You can use centimeters, whatever works, but you're going to be creating 8 even sections. The easiest way for me to do this here in the United States is to use the inches. So I'm going to draw a straight line, which I will need to erase because why are straight lines so difficult? And I'm doing this just in a page of my sketchbook. And this ruler is not quite long enough, so I'm going to stop here and then scoop my ruler down, put it against the 7-inch place or 6-inch mark, and then add another inch at the bottom. Then I'm going to do my even tick marks, and so again I'm using the inch side, and I'm going to put 8 even sections. So I'm going to put a mark at the top of the ruler, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7-inch mark. Again, you can do this larger or smaller, but you need 8 even sections to study the basic human body proportions. Once you've done that, I'm going to go back and use a thicker marker. A Sharpie will work so that I can see my lines. Last time I tried doing this, I did it all in pencil and I got a little bit confused. Since this is all about proportion and it's not really about expressing myself artistically, I want to get things right. And I'm really not great at math and keeping things even. So I think if I bold my lines, that'll make it much easier for me to see what I have drawn and what are my guidelines. So I'm just darkening each of those 8 little sections that will be evenly proportioned so that when I draw my figure, things are good to go. Making sure things are lined up, making sure things are even, because the human body does have like mathematical proportions. Just a note that no real human body perfectly matches this set of parameters. This is a guideline. There's always exceptions. There's always exaggerations or simplifications. So just know that the average human body is always going to be a little bit different if you compare from one to the other. Now that I have my 8 even sections, I'm going to go back and label them with a red pen. I'm a visual learner, so you can see I darken my lines and I'm using red so I know what number each section is because each one is going to contain a different body part. So I'm labeling 1 through 8, and then I'm going to fill in the rest with my pencil. Obviously, the head is at the top of the human body, and that is going to fill the entire center section of box number 1. The chin ends a little bit below the first line, and I'm drawing a little swirl for the neck. At the top third of the second box, I'm going to create the length of my shoulders. In human proportion, your torso is about 2 human heads in height. So each section is about a human head tall. So the head is 1, neck takes up a little bit of space of 2, and then down into the bottom of space number 3. Your pelvis, which is a terrible word, so I like to call this the Batman bikini, is a triangular shape that is the same length as the head, typically. So that takes up 1 box too, and that will be in box number 4. But your hip joints, like where your waist connects to your torso, that is going to interlock in box 3 and 4. Let me zoom in. Now we're going to move on, and we've done the upper body, and that took up boxes 1 through 4, and we're going to move on to the lower body and the legs. Believe it or not, the legs are going to take up boxes 5, 6, 7, and 8, all the way down to the feet. I like to mark where the knees are going to be first, and that is the halfway point of your leg, and the knee joint, which I made just a quick little oval, is going to be at the bottom of box number 6, so where 6 and 7 intersect. I'm going to draw this long kind of muscular shape from the hip, so that leg is kind of starting up in the hip joint in box number 4, extending down to the knee joint in box number 6, and then your calf is going to take up box 7 and 8. Well, calf and shin, because that is going to be the front and the back of your leg. So once you know where your knee joints are, and I made mine a little far apart at first, then I'm going to repeat that kind of long muscular shape all the way down to the bottom of box 8. And before I get all the way down to that line, I'm going to draw a quick little oblong shape. It's not a circle. It's like if your feet were pointing straight at you. You could have your feet turned to the side and it would be more of an oval, but I have them just kind of this shape to show that the person is standing perfectly still. Now let's go back up and do the arms. In a typical human body, the arms hit about mid-thigh, which would be right at the end of box number 5. Remember, everyone knows people with shorter or longer arms, and I'm going to put the elbow right at where your waist is. And if you're drawing this, I recommend standing up, putting your arms against your thighs, and seeing where your arms hit. So I'm kind of mapping out the joints first, so I know it looks kind of weird. I'm doing those kind of oval shapes. I'm attaching from the triangular shape of my shoulder, and this is going to be my upper arm, so my shoulder into my tricep and bicep. Then my elbow joint is going to connect my forearm to my hand. And that's pretty much it. So this is a very simple drawing guide. It does not show expression. It doesn't show musculature. It's all about just the basic human body proportions. So these are the very basics. So if you're learning how to draw, paint, or sculpt the human body, start here. Thank you so much for drawing along with me. And if you're interested in more art tutorials, check these out. Also, find me on Instagram at thatartteacher_Machado and find my website, thatartteacher.com, for full-length lesson plans and student examples. I will also put the drawing guide handout that you can look at on your computer screen or print out at my website, and the link is in the description box.